It's podcadzo.
Welcome to Podcadzo, everyone.
Your favorite podcast.
I'm Colin, of course, joined by
I'm also Colin.
my other co-host, Colin.
We're both Colin.
And very special. So today we have an esteemed guest, one of my oldest friends, Mr. Conor Sanders.
You want to know something crazy?
What?
I have a friend. He's not one of my oldest friends, but I have a friend, and his name is Conor Sand.
Oh.
Kind of similar.
How do you spell that?
G-S-A-N-D. Sand.
Wow, Sand.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to the fucking Sandman.
That's cool. We'll talk about it in the interview, but Conor and I grew up across the street from each other, best friends for a lot of years. I've brought Conor up on the podcast before because he influenced a lot of my early music taste. He got me into hip hop really. And then I think I mentioned on the podcast before that the first band I was like truly obsessed with was Green Day. And that was all from Conor. He got me into Green Day, got me into the White Stripes, bunch of other great bands. We used to always watch MTV music videos together. Yeah.
A man of taste.
He is. Since since we were young and grew up together, Conor's gotten even more into music. And he has an extensive record collection. He's extremely knowledgeable, excellent taste, as you mentioned. And so we're recording this after we did the interview with Conor, so I can say in full confidence that it was a very good interview.
We all got naked.
Yeah. Make sure you watch
Stay
till the
around
end
for that.
That was pretty good. Hopefully that comes through clearly enough with
the nudity
with the screen recording for Conor.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like one of those things where you take artistic chances in the moment and you just hope that they pay off in some greater way later.
Warning there, my fucking camera did cut out again.
Thanks a lot, fucking Apple.
For the first part of the...
Supposed to be making good shit.
Yeah. For the first part of the pod, you won't have my full video. I'll just put in my thumbnail video, I guess. But not that it really matters. It's... Of all the technical difficulties that could happen, that's a good one to happen.
Yep.
So, but just a heads up, I guess.
Yeah.
Anything we should plug before we hop into the interview?
Well, I've got a manifesto coming out. Make sure your name's not in that. Other than that, I can't really think of anything.
Your other manifestos have been really good.
They've been taken off lately. The government's really been paying a lot of attention. Been getting a lot of phone calls from restricted numbers and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool.
Where are you putting those?
Just wherever, Facebook. They get taken down pretty quick.
Who's
I tried submitting one to the obituaries at the local paper, but they realized pretty quickly that it's not an obituary, so it didn't wind up getting into the paper.
Like, these people aren't dead yet. If this is your first time watching podcadzo, if you came here for Conor, thank you. Julie and I are in a band called Kadzo, and we do this podcast for fun.
Now it just kind of seems like you're trying to think of shit to say.
Yeah, I'm just filling the space. All right. Well, this is going to be a heavy editing session.
Yeah.
All right. Well, without further ado, please enjoy our interview
the
with
fucking
Conor.
Interview or whatever.
Oh, I'm going to put my headphones in. It'll sound better.
All right.
Ooh, nice shirt.
Thank
fucking
you.
Love nails, dude.
These guys... Hold on. Does that sound better?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, much better.
Crystal clear, baby.
Okay, perfect. These little pre-plug Beats.
Hell yeah.
Beats audio.
Studio.
But no, So I live in Santa Barbara in California. It's a cool spot out here. It's fucking expensive, but it's nice.
I bet.
So, how do you guys know each other?
Yeah, so here, let's actually start the podcast now. Everybody, please welcome to podcadzo Conor Sanders. So, Conor is probably my oldest friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like age-wise or
No,
time-wise?
like time-wise.
Okay. I was like, damn, that hurts.
I'm 76.
You look great.
Well, thanks. Just you just it's really all about moisturizing.
Yeah,
That's what
you
it
got to
comes
get a
down
good
to.
regimen going on for that skincare routine.
You have always talked
Mhm.
about moisturizing. I remember that. We grew up across the street from each other.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
on Silver Fox Road.
Silver Fox Road and
You
Fox
got any
Hills.
dirt on Colin that I should know about? Any
Yeah, don't even-
embarrassing
No,
stories?
Don't even bring that up.
Probably
It's
too
probably a
many.
lot. Yeah.
We probably could go for tat on that one.
Yeah.
So
Let's not even
I think we
start.
should just call a truce on any of the embarrassing stories. Yeah, we've been friends. Well, how many years older am I? How old are you?
I'm 27, so I think you're 2 years older than me.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we've known each other since you were like 2. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much as soon as
Lots
we
of
moved
sleepovers.
out here. Lots of sleepovers.
hmm
2 years now feels like nothing, but growing up,
Yeah.
it felt a lot older.
Pretty
So
substantial.
I definitely looked up to Connor a lot, and I still do. Don't get me wrong, Connor.
Just yeah. What a guy. Great guy to look up to.
Yeah.
If you're like me, you too can sell paint one day.
I prefer huffing paint, but
Well,
That's
it's
how he
kinda
got
like,
into it.
It's yeah, that's how
It's
I
a
got into
gateway
it. And I'm
drug.
like, wait, you can make money selling this stuff? That was it.
Yeah.
Getting high on the supply. But yeah.
well,
Yeah,
shit.
and then yeah, so it's a long time. We've known each other a long time.
I was gonna say though, Connor, I don't know how often you watch the podcast, but I've definitely brought you up a couple times on the podcast.
Oh, really?
Giving you
I've,
props for we did a hip hop block of episodes.
He did credit you for introducing him to hip hop, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh, really? When was that when I used to give you rides to school?
Yeah, that was really when it set in.
Yeah.
But I remember before then you showed me like some Tribe Called Quest. I remember driving in my mom's car and you put on Can I Kick It?
Nice.
And that was a
Nice.
world shifting event for me.
That's amazing. I didn't even know that. I
Yeah.
didn't even know. Yeah, when I was in high school, I was like the biggest hip hop snob, and not in a good or cool way at all. It was like I only listen to 90s hip hop. I don't listen to any of this. I was like a 15-year-old boomer. I was like, I don't listen to any of this auto-tune shit. Like Lil Wayne sucks, Drake sucks. I mean, like only like strictly like Wu-Tang and Nas and Biggie,
Hell
and
yeah.
which was cool. But I was such a douche about the new stuff, and now. Like I now have since gotten way more into like guys like Young Thug and Drake and Future and like shit I would have hated back in the day, and I'm like I was such an idiot back then.
It's kind of exactly how Colin and me were, I feel like, with rock when we were teenagers. We only
and
old
hip hop
shit.
too.
And
In the hip
hip-hop,
hop
yeah.
block, I said that exact thing, and that's probably your effect on me. I didn't even put it together, but I said that in
Yeah.
high school I only explored classic hip hop, old school hip hop,
It-
and that was probably
that
from
was
you as well.
that was all I would listen to was like Illmatic, 36 Chambers. That Tribe album was big. I used to burn. I had that Toyota that was in my family for like since I was like 8 years old.
The magic
And
car.
yeah, the only thing it had was a CD player. So I would like burn mixtapes off my dad's computer. And yeah, one of them definitely had. So I would listen to the same 12 songs for like a month and then make a new one. One of them definitely had Can I Kick It on it.
Yeah.
So that was probably where that came from.
You're like, this is a great song. I can't wait to listen to it again in 20 minutes.
Oh my, and yeah, that song too is like, it's a good song, but it's not. Doesn't exactly take a ton of listens to get the hang of it. Like it's pretty repetitive. It's like just that bass line over and over again.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Yes, yeah.
Not to change topics too much, but Connor, I know you're a big Steely, or I think you're a big Steely Dan guy, aren't you?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's how I got
I
really
am.
into Steely Dan. Is one summer I was stuck with my dad's car, and it only had a CD player, and I only listened to Gaucho that entire summer.
Oh my god. So I have it. Hold on. Where? I used to have my shit alphabetical, and it got jumbled up when I moved. I've been too lazy to fix it.
When did you
No,
start collecting records?
now I don't know where anything is. But I've got Asia and I've got Gaucho. Those are the two I have.
Yeah.
But I started when I moved to Steamboat because I was in Vale. I was with Sherwin. I was you guys don't get that many viewers, right? I'm not gonna get people
No.
from Sherwin
Yeah.
Williams being like,
No.
this just goes viral, and Sherwin's like, why are you talking about us on podcast with this man with the mustache?
I will say
But
that I do
anyway,
not know who you are. I do not know this man.
We can bleep out
okay,
any
that's
mention
true.
of you.
Yeah, it's about to get really, really scandalous. No,
Ooh-wee.
I was in Vale. I was an assistant manager at that store, so I was making like 50 grand a year living in Vale. So I didn't have any money. And then I got put in Steamboat and I was like the actual manager. I was making like twice as much. And it was burning a hole in my pocket. And I was like, I'd wanted a record player for a long time. So I hit Matt up, my brother, because he's the real music nerd.
Hmm.
And I told him to get me a list of shit I should buy in like a decent price range. So I bought a receiver and a turntable, some bookshelf speakers, started buying records, and that was where a really huge chunk of my disposable income went for a long time, and
Yeah.
still a lot of it does. But it's a it's a incredibly addictive hobby. But it has gotten me into some stuff I would never have been into before it. Like because it like forces you to listen to the whole album. You know, like in the age of streaming, obviously it's just so easy to skip around, and a record player just forces you to have that attention span. Like I don't have that nice of a setup. I don't think it sounds any better than me just playing the same shit on Bluetooth through the speakers, but makes you listen to full albums. Like Beach House is a band. I could never fucking sit down and listen to Beach House.
Hmm.
And I always like knew they were a good band, but I never got into them. And then when I got the record player, I bought a Beach House record and like got really baked one night and
Is
listened to it. I think it was
Depression Cherry?
I think 7 was the first one I got
Nice.
because that one's like still my favorite to this day, which I don't know if that's that popular a take, but I think that album fucking rules. And now I have like all their shit now, but there's a couple LCD Sound System. That's another band I never got into until I sat down and bought.
Yeah, you
Like
pretty
this
much
is
have to be
happening.
forced to listen to LCD Sound System
Yeah.
to get through a full record.
Well, we got a little LCD Sound
No,
System.
I love
hate?
LCD Sound System.
Oh, okay,
I'm
but
saying
yeah.
that as a fan, but sometimes you have to have persistence to get through a full
Yeah,
record.
it takes it. Or like here, this is a great one. This one's easy to find in my collection. You guys ever listen to this record?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Who is
This
that?
is a band called The Knife, from Sweden. The album's called Shaking the Habitual. Have you heard of Fever Ray?
Yeah.
I
So
have
this
not.
is the band she was in before she went solo.
Oh, okay.
They're the Swedish house band. This thing is like it's 3 LPs. It's like a 2 hour like experimental weird ass Swedish like house album. Very strange. Needle Drop gave it a really good review, and I bought it and listened to the whole thing. And it's tough to get through, but it has some really sick moments. Like its highs are real high, but it's the kind of shit you just never get to when you're listening to something on streaming and you're
Yeah,
like in
for
the middle
sure.
of like a 12-minute song and you're like, okay, I think I get it.
I'm bored. I want to go to the next
And
album.
then you listen to it on a record and the last minute of the song is just like some epic thing and you're like, shit, I never would have heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And there's something
that
to
was a very
having.
long-winded answer to that question. But
No, it's good. And there's something to having a like physical thing in front of you too, and actually like reading the liner notes and reading lyrics
Yeah.
as you go along. It's much more immersive.
I think vinyl
absolutely.
I think vinyl kind of makes you appreciate the sequencing of records too. Like at least me,
Yes.
because kind of like how you have to listen to a record all the way through. You can't really like drop the needle on a specific song and have it feel like exactly the same. So sequencing comes a lot more into play, I feel like, with vinyl.
Yeah.
When you started collecting records, was there like a specific type of music that you were looking for on vinyl specifically, or were you just looking for
So
anything and everything?
I still think I remember my first order or most of it because I did a Discogs order when I first got all my shit, and I got most of them are on the wall, but I got Jamie XX in color. I got at least one of the Vampire Weekends. I have the first three now. I think I started with Vampires, Modern Vampires. I got Death Grips, The Money Store.
Nice.
I think the actual XXL titled up here, I think I got from that too. And then maybe one more thing. Maybe I did get one of the other Vampire albums. But yeah, so I sort of just started with my favorite albums of all time. So
Is-
at that point,
Is
at
is
that
that
point
the
in my
wire?
life.
Is that Pink Flag the wire behind you too? I can't
Yes,
really
it
see it too
is.
well. I love that.
It
I
is.
love that record.
Dude, I need to get the next two. I need the first three are supposed to all be epic. I only have that one though.
Yeah.
But I got that at fucking Wax Tracks in Denver.
Nice.
dope.
Wax Tracks.
Wax
is
Tracks had some
amazing.
deep cuts, man.
Yeah.
I found a couple. You ever listen to New Pornographers?
Yeah.
For sure.
That album, fuck, I don't even remember the name. It's got Mass Romantic on it, the red one.
Yeah.
But
I can't recall.
I don't know. I got like randomly into that album because like one of the songs popped in a Spotify playlist of mine. It's from like 2000. And I was at Wax Tracks that weekend, and I was like, maybe they'll have it. And I looked, and they had fucking Newport Artists had one copy of that album. I was like, shit.
Connor,
But
so when did you
Go ahead.
become a Vampire Weekend head? Because this is something
Well,
we've never talked about in high school, but I was a massive
I know.
Vampire
I was
head.
late.
Yeah.
if I may expand on the question slightly,
Yeah.
when did you become like a music snob in general? Like when did you start really fucking with music and make that like a part of your personality?
Oh, honestly, since I can remember, like even when I didn't have good taste in music, I was still a snob about it. And I was always like really into bands. Like you could ask my parents, like Green Day. When I was younger, Colin definitely remembers that.
That's
like,
another time I've credited you on the pod is getting me super
Yeah.
into Green Day.
We were fucking but when I look back, obviously I only remember the hits, but when I look back on albums I had when I was younger, my taste was kind of hitting. Like first CD I ever bought, I was like 10 years old and I bought Dookie. That one totally holds up.
Yep.
I was super into System of a Down.
Nice.
That shit holds up. I really liked Tool. That's a maybe. That one's like, yeah, okay, maybe. Some people. Like the White Stripes, I fucking had Elephant. My dad still tells me this story to this day. I was like 8 years old and I was at like my second cousin's wedding in Houston, where my dad's from. And I was like an usher in the wedding, and my dad just took me out, nobody else in the family. And I had Elephant by the White Stripes on CD. And it was the only thing we had in the rental car all weekend. And he said he remembers listening to Elephant front to back like 10 times in like a 3-day span. And I still fucking spin that album to this day. They have been 2 years running. The White Stripes have been my most listened to artist on Spotify.
I've seen that on your story.
Man of taste.
I don't even feel like I listen to them that much either. They're just so consistently in my rotation. Like I never go on like big kicks with them anymore, I don't feel like, but I must just always have them in the mix because that's 2 years in a row where I'm like, all right, let's fill out White Stripes again.
White Stripes was your influence on me too. You got me into White Stripes, and I actually just found my like CD thing, one of those like CD pocket things with all the liners, And
Yeah.
I forgot I had like every White Stripes CD, so I've been listening to that in my car, just playing White Stripes CD. I listened to Icky Thump on the way over here. Actually.
Nice.
Love it.
Great.
They are the one band that I have. I'm actually like a completist, I think. I have all their studio albums, and I have the live album, and I have the greatest hits.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were like, I'm not a big like completist with most people. Like I have most Beach House, I have most Vampire, but they're one that I will buy like any release he puts out just to. Because I just know he's like talking about sequencing. Like, I don't know. I was listening to, I think it's still right here. Yeah. I was listening to this Greatest Hits album that came out a couple of years ago.
Sick.
Dude, it's a wild track list for a Greatest Hits album.
It's a
You can
long
tell
track list.
Jack White was just like, you just fucking throw all this shit on there. But
Yeah.
it's like the first side, it's a double, but the first side, this is just side A on his Greatest Hits. Let's Shake Hands, The Big Three Killed My Baby, Fell in Love with a Girl, Hello Operator, Slowly Turning Into You, Hardest Button to Button, and The Nurse. Like half of those songs are off like their first album. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't listen to them.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, put them on there. And then mix in like, where even is So Next Army is the last song on the
Got to put it
He's
on
like,
there.
They're like, you probably didn't want to.
Yeah, that was probably the record company forcing him to. Yeah.
Which that's him. He is the record company. So.
Oh yeah, yes, it's Third Man, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's why there's definitely some appreciation put into every release by me. So that's one where I'm like, I'm gonna get something new out of this, even if it's just a new sequence of something I have on vinyl otherwise. But Vampire Weekend, I got into them in college. So after Modern Vampires, like I knew of them, but I was into that new metal and like modern rock and shit, but I wasn't a big indie rock guy. I had a buddy named JP who lived in my dorm and was like my best friend in college, and he listened to some indie shit and kind of turned me onto them. And I dove into the first album I really got into was Modern Vampire, so I kind of went at it in reverse.
That's cool.
And then the first album was obviously all bangers too.
Yeah.
And then the second one, Contra, was the last one I got into, and it might be my favorite of the three at this point.
I think we got into Vampire Weekend completely backwards from each other. Like I discovered Contra first, and then went to the first one, and then did Modern Vampires last. But I think Contra's the best one in my opinion. Modern Vampires is amazing too, but
it's like one of those depends on whichever one I'm listening to is I'm gonna say it's my favorite, or whichever one I've listened to most recently. I'm like, yep, this is the one, and then they're both because they're so different, but Contra's so good. And then I went back and I got really into Graceland by Paul Simon, and that has a lot of influence on Contra, that album, and it like makes me like it more.
I just said that in the last episode we did. That
there you go.
Vampire Weekend, the Paul Simon Graceland influence, the African rhythms and shit. What do you think of Father of the Bride, Connor?
Father of the Bride is, I mean, you'll notice I didn't even really mention it.
I was going to say that.
It's not one, I didn't hate it when it came out. I almost never go back to it. It is. And also, I fucking ordered a vinyl of it when it first came out because I bought pre-sale concert tickets and there was like a deal to get a vinyl. And it was when I lived in Vail and I didn't even have a record player. And they sent it to like the wrong address and it got lost.
You don't need
and so now I refuse to buy it too. So maybe if I bought it. But it just doesn't. And it makes me worried for the fifth album. Not having Rostam around on the production is a hit, man. Because when you're listening to, especially, I mean, all three of them, but especially Contra and Modern Vampires, the production is so dialed.
It's insane.
It's so good.
Have you? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I always kind of thought that in the first albums that was like an Ezra Koenig led thing. I never really realized it was
Rostam
until after his departure because, man, the new shit's just like so flat comparatively.
But Rostam's solo shit since he's left has been. Have you listened to any of that, Connor? Any Rostam solo albums?
So hold on, let's see. I've got it here. This one I will pull out because this is a cool one.
He's got a physical copy.
Yeah, I've got a physical. I was just listening to it. Cannot be that far. Motherfucker, dude. They need to make them not so thin on the side so I can fucking read them.
I agree. While you're looking, I'll say I just re-listened to Father of the Bride in its entirety, probably since it came out, because I also got the vinyl, Connor, through the Red Rock show.
Okay.
And mine did not get lost in shipment. And
did you get yours signed? My buddy, the same buddy I was telling you about, his came signed by the whole band.
No, mine wasn't signed.
They must have just signed a few of them, but his showed up and he's like, dude, mine was signed. And it was like a fucking 6 months after I thought mine was lost too. I was like, fuck, I wonder if mine was signed.
Let's assume it wasn't.
Yeah, I've been
to make it easier
on
you
about that until now. Thanks for bringing back that trauma. I've lost so much sleep over that.
Yeah.
But so how was your feeling on re-listening?
Yeah, that's what it's a very strange and random album is what I can say about it. And I can't say I'm a huge fan, honestly.
Yeah.
I think I kind of tricked myself into liking it when it first came out, and I was so stoked.
I absolutely did that, dude. I thought it was great when it came out, and then I fucking never listened to it again.
You did that thing that U2 fans do, where every time U2 puts out a release, their like fans are just like, it's amazing just because it's like a new release, even if it's the most massive piece of lazy dog shit ever recorded. Not to say that Father of the Bride was that bad, but that's how I felt, because like a bunch of Vampire Weekend fans were like defending it when it came out, and I was just like, what, were we just listening to different albums or something? Because
there are some songs on that album that are just not good.
Yeah.
Like there's no, and when I first came out, I was like, okay,
yeah.
Like the
I can see what they're going for here. Yeah, Richmond.
The song "Rich Man," that song. When I first came out, I was like, yeah, catchy.
But the first time I listened to it, I was like, oh, at least like Richmond has some like classic kind of world music influence, like that we'd expect from Vampire. Because like up until then, it's like country western duos with Daniel Haim.
They just took they took very predictable, straightforward shit, and then they just kind of added world music, like elements to the top of it. Is how I feel about it. Like,
super influenced by like the Dead right now, and it's not like, I don't think it's that blasphemous to say that the Dead weren't like top tier songwriters for the most part. So the songwriting and the production just kind of wasn't there. And I don't know if there's much reason to believe that the next one's going in any other direction, but who knows? I'll definitely listen. Also, Harmony Hall is a fucking great song.
It is.
That was on there.
It's exceptional.
That one,
and speaking of production, that's amazingly produced.
I just feel like it goes on too long. Like,
I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Rostam produced on Harmony Hall.
Yeah, he did a couple different songs on the album. I believe Harmony Hall was one of them.
Yeah, but so this one. Did you listen to this one?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick.
This one's fucking rules. I love this one.
Yeah,
It's the dude from Walkman.
Yeah, Hamilton Lighthouser.
Yeah, is that how you say it? I was scared. That's how I thought you said it, but I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, I think that's how you say it.
Have you seen that? I think it's either the Onion or the Hard Times, but it's like POV. You just pronounced Sufjan Stevens' name wrong in a coffee shop. Here's how to leave town and change your identity. Make sure nobody hears from you again. That's how I felt right there.
Yeah. No, for sure. I still like every time I'm about to pronounce Sufjan, I hesitate. Even then, I just did it.
Yeah, it's much more satisfying. Yeah, you did. To pronounce Sufjan.
Yeah,
like
Sufjan Steven. Sufjan.
I love Stuff Jam. I just heard someone butcher Bon Iver like 100% confidently.
Oh, did they do the Bon Iver?
They did Bon Iver without even an ounce of hesitation.
Yeah, a lot of people genuinely do not know that they're butchering that one. It's
Yeah.
kind of funny.
And also, there is no way to say actually it's Bon Iver without sounding like a complete
Like a total
cock, so,
fucking asshole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just can't. You can't say that. So you're kind of.
I think
got to deal with it.
I pretended I didn't know who he was talking about. And then I said, oh, Bon Iver? Which is probably even more of a cock way to go about it.
Yeah,
Like, you were so
that's
far
already
off base
better.
that I didn't even know who you were talking
Yeah.
about.
You're such
The
a fucking idiot. I
autocorrect
didn't
didn't
even
even kick in
comprehend
on that one.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
While I was down there, I pulled a couple more interesting ones that are funny for different reasons.
How many
Like-
records would you say you have total, if you had to guess?
I'd say I'm sitting at I haven't been adding a ton lately. I've got too many that just haven't even been spun yet.
Uh-huh.
So I'm forcing myself to listen to those. But I found, so probably 100. I would
Impressive.
guess.
Nice.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's a pretty good little collection. Like I was dumping money into it for a while.
Yeah.
This one's funny because I got it at Walmart.
Kate Bush. Nice.
Yeah. Shout out Stranger Things
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
making Hounds
I
of Love available at Walmart.
It's so crazy. Making Running Up That Hill the breakout single
Number
of the
one
year.
song
Yeah.
of the summer or whatever.
Oh my God. I was listening to, you know the song Cloud Busting?
Mhm.
No. Uh-huh.
Cloud Bursting?
Yeah. Bruce, yeah.
Have you seen that Andy Samberg movie? Named after the place in California.
Oh yeah. I've seen it. Where is that? Not Palm.
Palm Springs.
Yeah, Palm Springs. Yeah.
They used that song in that movie. And I watched that movie, I was listening to that song a bunch, and I played it on a jukebox at a bar when I was still in Colorado, and the people were not vibing to it. But and then I was
In 2
walking
years,
home.
you guys are gonna love this.
Like, just wait.
Yeah.
But no, I was walking home from the bar and I was singing it. I was doing like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Uh-huh.
some girl was like smoking a cigarette on her porch and she's like, great song, Kate Bush. I was like, yes, somebody appreciates it.
Finally, person of culture.
Right? Another random favorite. You guys ever listen to this one?
Oh, is that
Jawbreaker?
Jawbreaker? Yeah, I have
Yeah.
listened to that record. Not for a minute.
Dude, that record rules.
I'll have
I
to
just
check
rediscovered that
out.
one and found a reasonably priced used copy of it.
So you have a pretty extensive like hardcore background. It's from what I'm gathering.
Kind of new though. Almost like a borderline poser. Like I got into hardcore like a few years ago. Like not when I was young. I listened to like metal like and shit when I was growing up, like Megadeth and like System of a Down and a lot of thrash metal. But never was in a hardcore scene at all. Not that I don't think Fort Collins had much of one.
It's
But-
pretty decent now. I'll say.
Yeah,
we
it's
have
been
a
on-
burgeoning hardcore scene. Yeah.
That's cool. I don't think that was around when I was growing up.
Nah,
When either of us were growing up.
not really.
But so it was kind of like I actually started lifting a little more, and I got really into. I started listening to a lot more hardcore. Like my taste in metal got very, very deep and heavy. So then I like listened to a podcast that had the dude from Have Heart on it, and it made me want to listen to his album. So that was the first band I got into was Have Heart,
Nice.
Sick.
and then just kept going deeper. And now I'm pretty into it, but still like not really in the scene. Santa Barbara also not much.
Sure.
Oxnard down south, and I'm also 28 years old now, so I feel like maybe I've missed the boat on that one.
It's kind of one
But-
of those things where you don't necessarily have to be in the scene to appreciate the musical content. Like I feel like some scenes you kind of have to be intertwined in both, but hardcore is
Yeah,
a good thing you can just kind of like enjoy on your own and have it be your own thing.
Yeah.
when
I agree.
you were like a kid listening to like new metal and thrash and stuff, where was that influence coming from? Like,
I think a lot of it came from my brother. My brother has a He played guitar growing up. He's played a lot of guitar. So
Shout
a lot
out
of what I
Monroe
listen,
Sky, real quick.
yeah.
That was his
Now
band.
he's in a band. Now he's in a band called The Last Decade. So shout out them if anybody is on the Central Coast and needs a sweet 90s pop punk cover band with a couple ridiculously overqualified guitarists to play at their wedding or at their brewery. They fucking rip. They're super fun. But anyway, yeah, so a lot of like at that age, I feel like almost everything I was listening to was just what my brother was listening to. And then my dad was giving us full education course on classic rock. So it was like first concert I ever went to was Steve Miller Band with my dad and my brother. And then I remember my dad took me to a concert also with my brother that was Machine Head,
Ooh,
Megadeth, and then it was Black Sabbath, but the lineup with Ronnie James Dio
nice.
in like seventh grade. And it was like, that was way heavier than my dad would usually take
Yeah,
me
that's
to.
a pretty
But
heavy show.
It was fucking sick. It was so sick. Got to see the legend Dio before he died. And then, yeah, I think my brother had Toxicity. He had a CD of Toxicity that I ended up with. Spun the shit out of that. And then I had Mesmerized when I was younger. I had all their. So big on System of a Down. And then, yeah, Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory. That was in the mix too, for sure. Just listening, all that shit we just listened to before our hockey games and feel like we were really badass
Shit to get jacked
kids.
up to.
Like our pregame playlist, we played on a couple ice hockey teams together, right, Colin?
We did, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Our-
Connor
your
played
age
hockey
we were
gap.
together.
like,
Mhm.
yeah, we were like fucking 10 years old, and our pregame playlist was disgusting. It was,
Whenever any of those songs in the pregame playlist come on, it's the heaviest feeling of nostalgia I've ever had.
Oh,
for
yeah.
anything.
Just go back to
It's
that
wild.
place.
Yeah,
You're in the
Yes.
box just waiting.
yeah.
yeah.
Whenever
There's,
we had a kid on the team named that we called Blue, and whenever we
yeah.
won a game, we played the Blue song, and
Yep.
I'm blue, I'm Anita. And
Oh,
that song.
okay.
Yeah, not the remix with BB Rexa.
Yeah, not that one. The original.
The original, the Eiffel 65 original.
I was trying to remember the artist, Eiffel 65. Yeah.
Eiffel 65. Yeah, and then when I was in high school, our victory song was International Players Anthem. So that's the
Ooh,
huge.
nice.
I tell you I can still sing that song word for word. That one was deep embedded in my brain as well. But yeah, I think my early music influences would have to credit a lot to old Matt Sanders, the older brother. I kind of just did whatever he did
Yeah.
back then. And then as we grew up, it's kind of funny now. My music taste has expanded much wider than his. He stayed pretty in the kind of mainstreamish lane, at least a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You're about the
And-
pursuit.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty deep with some of these records. And there's some of the ones that I've yet to spin that I still need to spin, but I bought being like, oh, you'll listen to this. Now I like test myself with it. I'm like, well, you buy it and you'll listen to it.
Yeah.
But I've got a couple. I've got like that fucking Lingua Ignota record.
Ooh, which one, dude? I fucking love Lingua Ignota.
Sinner Get Ready.
Dude, that album's so fucking good.
I don't know.
On
Well, I know,
vinyl.
but I heard it's fucking dark, so I haven't spun it. I don't even think I've opened it yet.
Dude.
I think it's still trunk wrap, bro.
It's
Let me see.
terrifying.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I hear it's a super scary. Yeah, dude. I haven't even got the balls to open it up yet.
It's
Its
pretty
powers
fucking
are
scary.
still. Every time I'm about to listen to it, I'm like, yeah.
No.
Look at that picture. It looks like she's got bees on her face.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, the Lingua
Scary.
Very
Ignota
intense.
borders on sometimes just being pure sound. Like, it's just noise, experimental noise
Uh-huh.
a lot of the
Well,
time.
I bought it partially out of guilt because this one is one of my favorites,
Oh, nice.
Daughters. But the guy from Daughters was dating
Is it
Lingua Ignota. He beat the shit out of her and it was
Yeah.
super creepy. So I felt bad for liking that album, so I was like, all right, now I'm gonna buy the Lingua Ignota record and listen to it as my
I forget the name of the record, but the Lingua Ignota record that comes before Sinner Get Ready is like pretty much all about her relationship with the Daughters guy, and that album's also fucking terrifying. Like very personal, dark shit.
Can't wait to go on a deep dive with that.
Maybe
fun.
maybe make sure that you're not alone for that. It's kind of like a scary movie. You don't want to watch it by yourself.
You know what I think would be good is to take a lot of mushrooms.
Yeah, get high as fuck on some
And then-
hallucinogenic drugs. Maybe take some pills.
I did
And
that.
then just
so
lock yourself in your house.
And alter your brain forever.
a couple months. I don't know if this is TikTok friendly content, but a couple months ago, I was visiting some old friends from back in Massachusetts on Cape Cod, and it was my buddy's birthday, and he really wanted to do something weird. He was like not content with just boozing. He's like, and we all worked at this bar together like 7 years ago when we were much younger and sprier, but we were all acting like we were young again. And we're back at his place. Nights we've been drinking all day, kind of trying to figure out what to do, and he keeps mentioning he wants to do something weird. And then like 20 minutes later, he pops out of his room and he's got like the biggest Ziploc bag you've ever seen full of mushrooms. And so we're like, all right, it's Joe's birthday. We're all going to take mushrooms. There was like 4 of us. So we did that. We took some. We went to this bar, a local bar. It was like only people we knew. We knew the bartender, so we were in a safe place. Hung out there for a while. Bartender put it up with us being complete idiots for like 2 hours. Go back to his place. He's like, all right, I want to go back home and turn all the lights off and watch scary movies. We're like, all right, cool. So we went back and he made mushroom tea. He made tea with mushrooms. They're just very heavy, and just kept feeding it to us like every half an hour. It was the most mushrooms I've ever consumed in my life. It was more than anybody should ever take. But we watched Hereditary.
Oh
no.
my god, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck was this guy trying to do to himself?
So high on mushrooms watching Hereditary, but luckily the vibes. This was a huge vibe check because it was like 4 dudes, and the vibes were so good that we were laughing the whole time, like laughing so hard. We were it's just the giggliest stuff ever, and we were all just waiting the whole movie for the scene where the girl's head gets
Yeah.
You're like, come on.
And then so our buddy recommended that one, so we got through that one. Still drinking the tea every like 30 minutes, so not getting any more sober. We got through that, and I was like, all right, guys, I got one for you. And we watched Mulholland Drive after that one.
Ooh.
And that one is another trip and a half.
That
movie
Mulholland
just
Drive
doesn't make sense.
it's scary. When he goes behind the dumpster and the dude with the face, that scarred me as a youngin.
And then all the going back and forth. It's a dark, strange movie.
Yeah.
So it's a weird night for everybody. But,
that sounds intense.
I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it happened.
Hereditary damaged me enough.
I was gonna say, I feel like I was
influence.
hallucinating watching that movie stone cold sober.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, my brain is deteriorating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a whole different ball game, brother. I'd never seen it before either. It was only the one kid had seen it, and he's like, "You guys gotta watch it."
I'm mushrooms. You guys gotta watch it.
Have you ever seen it not on mushrooms?
No, that's the only time I ever watched it. And my buddy's like every 20, 30 minutes, he just makes another batch of this tea, and he just comes back into the living room. I don't even notice he's gone. He comes back in. I'm already like tripping harder than I ever have on mushrooms in my life. And he's like, Darius, take your medicine. Take your medicine. He's just got a whole other full cup. I'm like, all right, buddy, it's your birthday.
That's crazy. Well,
I felt like my brain was fried for days.
I can imagine.
That's how I felt at Will Benson's wedding with wine. They kept just bringing us glasses
Julian's not
of wine.
a big drinker. He's not a boozer like
That's
us,
fair.
Connor.
I'm gonna go grab my Coors Light, but I'm still
okay.
Still listening.
So, while you're up doing that, I'll do a segue into the next topic. So let's shift from hardcore.
Hey, this is a good opportunity to segue into the next subject.
Oh, good advice.
Thank you for your permission.
Yeah. I just wanted to make it natural.
I think we nailed it.
That really helped. I was struggling. So let's shift from hardcore music and watching Ari Aster movies on psychedelic drugs to pop music.
What music? Oh, pop music. Oh, yeah.
So when we were preparing for this episode, Connor, you sent me a playlist that you've been working on Spotify called Pop Songs That Actually Go Hard and Are Officially Cool to Listen to.
Do you consider yourself somewhat of a playlist cultivator? Do you take any sort of enjoyment in making playlists, and what's your strategy?
I do, and I would. I actually that was my persona on Spotify this year. Was whichever, I forget what it was called, but it's the one that makes a lot of playlists. So I'm actually basically took that and kind of crowned myself as an official tastemaker in the realm of pop music here. Yeah. So with these songs, the cool to listen to is not something that I took lightly. I want them to be. I have to finding a balance here, and basically why I wanted your guys' feedback is because what I struggle with on playlists is editing and getting rid of songs, and I think there's some songs on here that might have to go, and for us to whittle it down, because what I'm looking for, it's got to be like a mainstream pop song that people will know. You know, it's like this is like a wedding playlist.
Yeah.
But like cool. So people have to know them. People have to be dancing. And if it's not totally known, it's better have a fucking beat. And then it's got to be cool. You know, it's just it has to have an underlying, like the Justin Timberlake. It's all Timbaland produced, so it's cool. Beyonce is obviously cool. Olivia Rodrigo is obviously cool. But there just has to be an element of cool to it, I guess, which is kind of an enigma.
The need to clarify the coolness of the track, to me, just viewing it from the outside, gives me the impression that maybe some of these songs were like at one point like ironically cool to listen to, and now they've come full circle to just being actually cool to listen to again, especially some of the like 2000s pop songs. Were you kind of coming from that headspace at all, or was it mostly just like shit that I have genuinely always thought is cool?
No, I'd say it's stuff that, when you were young, you were like, I was like 10 years old, like a 10-year-old boy when a lot of these songs came out. It was definitely not cool to listen to like Ciara or Beyonce.
Yeah.
But this is now going back. It's just a song that's a well-made fucking, but nothing beats a crispy, well-produced, tight pop song, you know? And it's just something that I go back to, and I like the beat. I like the way it drives. Makes me want to dance a little bit, or it's got like a real earworm chorus.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just stuff, but it needs to be, you can play it at a party.
I think that kind of speaks to where we've all maybe changed a little bit over the years, because when we were teenagers, we were focused on not necessarily just shit that feels good, but now it's all just about shit that feels good, shit that's fun to listen to, and that's like the most important thing.
I was stoked that you brought this up, Connor, because I've been going through a bit of a pop rebirth myself and revisiting, because I honestly really thought we were in a valley of pop music when we were in like middle school and high school, and that no good pop music was being made. Yeah, and now, 10 years or whatever removed from that, I really took it for granted and did not appreciate the quality of pop music that was being released when we were that age. So it's cool to see it on here. Two things I noticed right off the bat is a lot of Justin Timberlake, which surprised me, but I don't necessarily disagree with.
Yes.
And then I saw...
hold on, I lost you.
Oh, are we back?
Oh.
Sorry, my phone got fucky for a second.
We're back.
And then I saw an Oasis song on here. I think it was Live Forever, which really surprised me.
Yes.
Because I don't know if you know this, Connor. If you watch the pod ever, you know that Oasis is my favorite band of all time.
He won't
I
shut
don't know-
up about it.
I don't know if I knew they were your favorite of all time, but I did see you spinning this record on your Instagram story, and I gave it a couple spins.
Nice.
And I have even more of their songs on my. I do a playlist yearly where I just add every single song that I like or have on repeat for the whole year. So on that playlist that I started for 2024, I've got a couple more of theirs too. But I'm trying to keep it balanced here.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to overload.
It was. I really
Does it
appreciated.
fit? I think it's a song with a good sound to it. Like I think
It
fits
is,
in.
and I mean, it is a Britpop song, but no one in America is going to know who it is or where it's from. So if one of your criteria is well-known songs,
well,
I'm not sure it fits.
My criteria, if it's not well known, it just has to bop hard enough.
It's got to be a banger.
Well, I'm not going to disagree with it bopping. It bops.
And they have to be kind of few and far between, but there could be a few in there where you're going like, no, yeah, they know it. Oh, maybe they don't know it, but it's a bop, so it doesn't matter. Back into stuff they know. Sprinkle in a little bit for the people.
Yeah.
Indeed.
A little bit of taste.
A little something for you, a little something for them.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, let's just fucking dive through this playlist and see. Okay. Let's call them as we see them. First of all, I gotta say, starting with 2 Justin Timberlake songs, pretty brave move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want to know something that's fucking nuts about that shit though?
Yeah, I do.
These that was such an aggressive way to say it. I don't know. I didn't mean for it to come out like that. Let me fucking tell your ass. No, but those songs, they're not even on the same album. They are both Timberlake produced. Actually, I don't think it's Crimea River. I realized this the other day. I think it's actually the one with the Janet Jackson one, but it transitions perfectly into "Sexy Back." The end of the song has the same beat as the beginning of "Sexy Back."
Oh,
and they're not even on the same album.
It's almost like Justin Timberlake recycles his beats or something.
No, it's Timbaland. Timbaland's doing all the beats, bro. And Timbaland's the goat.
You're right. Timbaland would never do that.
Is cool.
Timbaland is a goat. I mean, did you see that? Did you see that video that was circulating of Kanye talking about Stronger?
No, I don't think so.
So Kanye had the beat for Stronger, and he was ready to put it out, but he said he couldn't get the drums right on it. He's like, I went to Pharrell, it wasn't the right sound. He said he was listening to it in the club, and the drums weren't right. And he was listening to Sexy Back, and he liked the drums on him. He's like, I went to Pharrell, couldn't do it. He went to all these GOAT producers, nobody could figure out. And he's like, finally, I just went to Timbaland. And he said he did it in 20 minutes. He got him perfect. And then he just turned to Kanye and goes, and nobody could have done that shit but me.
That's dope.
That's he's a GOAT, dude. And if you look at his production credits, him and Pharrell were producing half of these pop songs.
Oh, for sure. Pharrell was someone I always slept on until going back and all the Fuji shit and stuff too. And wild.
Yeah, he's nuts. So anyway, I don't know. Those 2 songs are both bangers though, especially Sexy Back.
Real quick, I remember also distinctly, Connor, I was at your house watching the Super Bowl when there was the Justin Timberlake.
And the titty came out?
And the titty came out, yeah.
We didn't know what to do.
We didn't.
You didn't know how to react when that happened.
I think I cried.
Yeah. They really didn't think about the children.
They didn't.
Yeah. No, that was it had to be one of a very early titty that either of us ever saw.
It might have been my first.
Yeah, it could have been my first.
Definitely first unscripted titty.
Yeah, definitely first titty at the Super Bowl.
There's been many since, but that was definitely the first.
There's been many since, but that was the first. It was a real trailblazing moment.
All right, so
JT.
it was.
Keep
so after
we're gonna be here all
Timberlake,
night.
we got Olivia Rodrigo, Billie Eilish, some more.
Oh, you skipped Beyonce though.
Oh, and Beyonce, of course.
Oh, and that
Hold up.
Beyonce song.
Ezra Koenig.
Yes.
Yeah.
Written by Ezra Koenig. But did you hear him say somebody asked him, they're like, oh, you must have gotten a lot of money off that Beyonce song. And he's like, well, not really, because he's like, I got songwriting credit, and then I had to give all that credit to the Yeah, Yeahs.
Yeah, because he just tweeted
I
a
love you like
yeah.
I love you part.
Yeah.
And he's like, so I didn't really get much for that one. Because he just changed one word of a Yeah song.
Yeah, he just tweeted, hold up, they don't love you like I love you, right? And that's how he got a writing credit.
Have you heard the demo version of him singing it on the Diplo? Because he recorded it first with Diplo.
Yes, I have heard.
Beyonce.
I have heard that. Remember that.
All right. Anyway, so Olivia Rodrigo, that's a good one.
Yeah, brutal. That might be my favorite song off of that album.
Yeah, I think I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now we're up.
So Billie Eilish is cool to listen to for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
not disagreeing. I don't necessarily have an opinion.
I think that those songs are both good and cool.
Okay.
Modern Love?
Yeah.
Modern Love, Bowie.
Modern Love, what do we think about that? Does it fit in? I added early on, I had a couple oldies and I didn't really stick to that. So I don't know if they stick out like a sore thumb or not.
I feel like in a weird way, especially like the Let's Dance songs are all making a really full comeback right now. Like,
yeah, like I feel like that Bowie song will get people. That song is a bop.
Especially if you're thinking like big parties or like weddings and shit, like you'll have everyone in the room dancing. So I think that could be a special exception. And then you got some MGMT on here.
Yeah.
Which interesting.
I fully agree with that. I think Oracular Spectacular, although it's grouped in with indie rock shit when it came out, is one of the best pop albums of all time.
It is kind of a sad pop, though. A little bit sad.
Yeah. But it works. And I think it's good after Bowie to kind of bring people back in a...
let's have a thinking moment now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then we've got Tainted Love.
Tainted Love. Soft Cell is one of my... or at least that album is an all-timer for me.
I would love to have put the full version that goes into Baby, Where Did Our Love Go? Mm-hmm. But I thought that would be a little much for the vibe. So we did the just Tainted Love version.
I dig it.
To keep it light. And then we've got that Duran Duran song, which I think falls into the same boat as Bowie, where the people just get going. That's a fucking catchy song.
If I might suggest something, I think maybe move MGMT after your little 80s block of Bowie, Soft Cell, and Duran Duran.
So is this designed to be played in order?
Or is this a shuffler?
Not necessarily. It's kind of a shuffler.
Okay, cool. Because I was going to say, if you're playing these songs in order, then I'll just make sure that none of the artists are like back to back. But
I also don't know how. Yeah, I think it's a shuffler. I don't know how to organize songs on Spotify anything but date added either. So this is just in order. This is just in order of adding to the playlist. So
Spotify's whack like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say I definitely didn't put it together in order.
Okay.
So.
Ignore my feedback then. I won't bring that up.
Okay. Fucking moron.
Ignore it. Damn it. I had it. Let me just cross it out. I had it all written down.
Just ignore everything he says for the rest of the episode, honestly. And then we got some No Doubt on here.
Yeah, that song. That speaking of Super Bowl halftime shows, I have a memory of them playing the Super Bowl halftime show as well.
Yeah,
and No Doubt's like reuniting.
They're at Coachella.
Yeah,
this year I just saw that today
because people are feeling nostalgic. I guess.
No Doubt is.
I heard
amazing.
I heard there was some uncertainty about that.
They're on the fucking poster.
Yeah, they're on the poster, and they're like they're an and credit at the very end. They stand by themselves. It has the whole lineup, and then at the end it says "and no doubt."
Yeah.
So there is no doubt.
I don't have any doubt about No Doubt.
I think it's beyond a reasonable doubt.
I was doing a little bit there.
That's a good no doubt bit. I like that.
You gotta. That's a good band name to riff off of.
No doubt.
Just like brand new.
See? Oh, it's so easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a little. Let's not get into the brand new jokes. They get a little dark.
That's where I draw the fucking line.
It's just funny though. Like, hey, you listen to the brand new what?
Yeah.
Ba-doom-tsh.
Like
Yeah.
He touched little girls.
He liked girls that were brand new to.
And he wrote a lot of songs about it too. All right, so then we got Rock Your Body by Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, so we're back on. I think that's actually the one that goes into Sexy Back, but we're back on JT.
I could see that transitioning well.
And then Hot in Here, Nelly. I feel like that's another one that's got to be on pretty much any party playlist.
Yeah.
Milkshake.
A lot of these are kind of no doubters. Milkshake, obviously.
Dude, Umbrella, banger. Call Me Maybe.
Chorus.
I think Call Me Maybe is one of those songs where, like, at least for me when it came out, it was like super ironic. Like, it was just
but it is
objectively not good, and now everyone fucking loves it unironically.
I think that's an example of one thing. I have a theory that people Mandela affect that song and mix and lump it in with Friday because it was around the same time. They were both viral. Friday, Calling Maybe is a much better song than Friday.
Yeah.
And two, Carly Rae Jepsen has had some like legitimately critically acclaimed stuff since then. So I think it's like she's like cool to listen to, like officially. She's like almost like an indie pop like darling. I know she's not actually indie, but
no, it's like
so I think that that kind of legitimized like going back and being like Calling Maybe fucking rules.
Agreed.
And then we got some Fall Out Boy. Thanks for the memories.
Yeah, those songs are both bangers. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I fucking love both those songs.
Here's my perhaps first controversial opinion so far.
Okay.
I do not think Fall Out Boy is good or enjoyable to listen to, and I think that people only think they like it because it's been in the zeitgeist for so long.
That's a hot take. I like Fall Out Boy.
Fall Out Boy was big for me. These two songs, I didn't like either of them when they came out. These are a recent go back for me, but these are two of the fucking bangingest hooks you'll hear in a pop punk song.
I think.
Did you re-listen to these songs?
Well, that's the thing is like I never had a chance to like step away from these songs. Like that's how I feel. Like I never was really listening to Fall Out Boy voluntarily, but like they were in the zeitgeist for so long. Like if I went to work, then like these songs would be on like my corporate radio at work, or like, you know, if I went to the fucking mall, they might be playing at the mall or some shit like that, or just like on the radio every time I listen to the radio, which isn't a bad thing. It's definitely not the song's fault. It's our fault for beating shit to death, but I think I could have come back and enjoyed them if it wasn't for the fact that I feel like they've been shoved down my throat the whole time.
Well, we can ditch them.
What? Hey, man, it's a controversial opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying.
Well, once you start bringing the zeitgeist into it, then
yeah, those guys don't fuck around. Once you get everyone in the zeitgeist,
you can't argue with the zeitgeist.
Certainly not.
But then we got Flowers by Miley Cyrus, which is
we do have Flowers by Miley Cyrus. Yeah, that song rules. And so does Nothing Breaks Like a Heart. That was another song that when I first heard it, I was like, what the fuck is this song? This song rules.
Yeah.
It's like Dolly Parton with like a driving beat. I don't know. I like that song a lot.
Yeah. Banger. And then we got Toxic by Britney Spears.
Mm-hmm.
Like a Prayer by Madonna.
Yep.
And then I think We're Alone Now by Tiffany.
Yep.
And I Kissed a Girl by Katy Perry.
That song also goes hard on revisiting. That is got a hook on it as well.
I was just like thinking about the other day, Katy Perry came up at work because she was playing a lot on our corporate radio, and I was thinking, I don't think there's a single Katy Perry song that's not about like partying or waking up from a night of partying or just like being sexually active in one way or another. Like that encapsulates all her songs, but that's not a dig. That's
a lot of
an
artists,
interesting fact.
Yeah, I wouldn't say she has like a hugely diverse kind of. She writes what she knows.
Yeah.
You know,
and we all love her for it.
Taylor Swift's always writing about breakups.
Yeah.
know?
True.
And then
All
let's see,
right.
we got Maneater, Nelly Furtado.
Man-Eater's a fucking rules. That's a good one. That's another Timbaland banger.
I'd say that whole Nelly Furtado album is
Yeah.
great and
I
slept
believe
on.
there's a couple more. I believe She Comes Back
She comes
into
back
the zeitgeist here.
All right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Genie
we
in a
got.
Bottle.
Oh, I can move them around. You just got to hold it down.
Oh shit. We learned it today.
Oh shit! Whoa! All right, hold on. Did it work?
You might have to refresh, Julie.
I think we just lost me Hinte. I don't know where me Hinte just. Oh, there it is. It's in the same place. Okay. This onward. Let's keep going here.
Yeah, nothing.
Try to stay on track, guys. All right, whatever.
Gene and Bottle.
Genie, another good one.
Yep, classic.
Dancing on My Own. The radio edit.
Yeah. The radio ad, it just kicks in a little quicker.
Yeah.
Like 4 beats quicker.
Gasolina
Like
is a song that's eternally stuck in my head. At any point in time, I'm just thinking, I'm gonna gasolina.
I heard the song Gasolina in Mexico. I would say this is Mexico's #1 pop banger based on experience.
That song it's maybe top 5 all-time pop bangers. I want to learn Spanish just so I can sing that whole song.
I think a lot of people have learned Spanish through that route.
They don't know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Other than gasolina.
That's how I'm going to do it.
I think gasolina means gas.
Gasoline?
Gasoline.
If I was a gambling man.
Petrol.
Yeah. In the feminine.
All right. We got Timber by Pitbull featuring Kesha.
Yeah.
Kesha's been on an interesting journey lately too. She's kind of similar to Carly Rae Jepsen, where a lot of people hated on her, and then have come back to realize that Kesha is pretty
catchy,
pretty cool. Yeah,
Kesha's got pipes on her. That song. I don't remember the song. It was on the album that had her butt on the cover, but she was wailing. But Timber, great song.
It is. Here, sorry to be rude for 1 second. You guys keep going through. I'll be right back. I have a small bladder.
Ugh, stupid.
So rude. You know what? Do you want to just take a bathroom break? I have to pee too.
Yeah, go. Take a piss break.
All right. Let me mute this. You don't have to.
I'm going to see if I can't rub one out real quick while y'all are both pissing.
You're doing like SEAL Team 6 orgasms.
Exactly. That's the perfect way to put it.
Can you go hands free?
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much my go-to. That's my default. That's why you always got to keep something shoved real tight up in the back end.
That's why you do Kegels. If you have a strong pelvic floor, you can go hands free whenever you want.
My pelvic floor is rock levels of strong.
Yeah.
The rock levels of strong.
Well, we all are, because everybody here has strong pelvic floors.
That's another thing that Connor influenced me on when we were kids.
Yeah.
Do your
We
fucking
were doing Kegels early on.
All right,
it's just always been that way.
Let's finish this.
So what else are we?
All right, yeah. So we took a little piss break. We gotta get a little bit of a move on through the rest of this playlist here.
I got nowhere to be.
We could go forever.
Yeah, we could go for a while too.
All right, Girls in Bikinis by Poppy.
Yeah.
I don't think I know that song. I'm gonna have to figure out if I know that song.
I don't think I do either.
Put it on.
Yeah, play it, Julian.
Let's hit a little lick here.
Let's hear it. This song goes hard. It's a banger. I can't hear it.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to hear it.
I can't hear it either.
But my computer's muted because of the FaceTime. We're going to do this later.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Anyway.
No, unmute it. I want to hear it.
Why don't you just unmute it?
Yeah. It doesn't have to be muted for the FaceTime.
Yeah.
It's not even a good excuse.
Yeah. Why would you need to mute it for the FaceTime?
Because I went into Do Not Disturb mode because, you see, I have a Mac, and every time I get a notification on my phone, it sends the notification to my computer as well.
That's a pretty good reason,
and
actually.
we are also plugged into this dock right here, so it thinks audio should be coming from the dock. So I have to change my device to MacBook audio speakers.
Oh, there.
Hope that was fucking worth it. Hope you guys are fucking happy. Oh, cool. It's a pop song. Sounds like a fucking song with some...
Julian, I can't hear it with you talking over.
I don't like it. Get rid of it. Get it off the fucking playlist. All right, next.
No,
That one stays on.
I still have final say
Yeah.
on any of these songs.
Total editorial control.
I could choose to just leave it exactly how it is.
Yeah, well, I could choose to hack your Spotify password and delete all your playlists. So,
You'll never guess it.
is it boobs 1, 2, 3?
No.
Is it boobs 1, 2, 3, 4?
No.
Okay. Well, those are my best guesses.
Is it girls
Not
in
even
bikinis
close.
with a dollar sign?
No.
Is it Connor is cool! Exclamation point.
No.
Am I getting close?
We're gonna cut this part out.
No, it's none of those things. You're not
Alright.
even close. You'll never guess it.
We
Stop
got
trying.
El Apagone.
Alapagon.
Lapagón.
I don't know
That
that
song
song
rules
either.
too. Did you listen to that one? That song rules.
No, I don't know this song either.
It's got kind of a long intro.
Oh no, I know this song. Yeah, that's a fucking club banger right there, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Try and get people fucking grinding on that dance floor at the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
We got I Love It, which I think should be on here very much.
Absolutely.
So. Boys,
I love it as an absolute banger, iconic song.
Yeah.
iconic
The
song.
some of the
Well, that's
best
why it's-
lyrics too of a pop song from our
That's
generation.
why it's
too.
by Icona Pop.
Ah, you're right. I didn't even consider that. Icona Pop. They're like a Swedish DJ producer group, right?
I don't know anything about them besides they had that song with Charlie XCX.
Yeah.
But a great song, real good beat.
Icona Pop
We
is
went
a
on,
Swedish
obviously
duo.
I went on a little Charlie XCX run here. Not a huge one, but a little.
Mhm. I
We
think
got boys.
didn't Rostam, to circle back to Vampire and Rostam, didn't Rostam produce for Charlie XCX?
I don't know that he did, but I know that Sophie did a lot of production for Charlie
yeah.
XCX.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
That was a tragic
R.I.P.
one.
Big rip. Well, the song on here, Past Boys, the song Backseat, that's a Sophie production. That song's really good too.
Uh-huh.
All right.
All
What do
right,
we think?
we got You're Not the One. Sky,
Yeah, and then another song called Boys.
another boys song,
Uh-huh.
and then Promiscuous, Nelly Furtado.
Yeah,
And Timbaland.
yeah,
Great song.
We got Gimme
Mhm.
Gimme, ABBA.
yeah.
ABBA.
Another great
and
song.
Sweet Dreams by Eurythmics.
Yeah.
I think
Bum, 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 bum,
that
bum,
definitely
bum,
is
bum, bum,
a pretty classic
bum, bum,
hype
Sweet
song.
dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Really good harmonies there.
The lag was
We
messing
should
me
do
up.
it. Yeah.
Connor, I met Dave Stewart, not to name drop and play the fame card on the podcast, but I met Dave Stewart from Eurythmics in Nashville and hung out with him for a day.
Wow.
Yeah, so,
That's pretty cool.
something I'll tell you more about later on.
Yeah. No, we should do a whole pod. We should do a whole.
That'd be a
whole
good
ep
pod.
on that.
Yeah, good pod.
Yeah, the time that Colin met Dave Stewart. Don't even say from Eurythmics. Everybody knows who Dave Stewart is.
I think he got very upset when anyone would reference Eurythmics that day. Anyways.
Well,
We got Gimme More, Britney Spears.
it's Britney. It's Britney, bitch.
It's Britney,
Yeah.
bitch. We got Can't
You
Get
got-
You Out of My Head.
Yeah, that's another one that's just classic.
Mhm.
We got Whenever, Wherever. Another Shakira banger.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got that fucking Wyclef Jean Shakira fucking crossover. Hips Don't Lie.
Shakira.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby, let me talk.
That was,
Be
yeah.
back, open your mind.
This song's having a moment right now. I feel like it's
Murder
it's
sounds
fucking
of a
everywhere.
body. You guys remember when Shakira played at the Super Bowl?
I do, with J-Lo.
Yeah.
That was a good halftime show.
Too bad there are no
That was
titties
when-
at that show.
I'll tell you what, I'm
They
glad
were
I
good.
wasn't
It was pretty fucking close.
It was thinly veiled.
There were definitely some kids having a similar experience as to what we had during the Janet Jackson halftime show.
I'm glad I was not 8 years old or whatever for that one.
Yeah.
Because that would
No, I remember watching that and just looking around and all the guys were like,
That was close.
oh my God. But so anyway, let's all not be so horny, guys. Take it easy.
Yeah, take it easy.
All right, we got "Believe" by Cher next,
Mm-hmm.
and then we got "I Knew You Were Trouble" by T Swift. First T
Mhm.
Swift song, I think, on the
Mhm.
playlist.
Yeah.
I think that's the only one on there right now, but I've actually considered adding a couple. I think Blank Space might make its way on there. Kind of like that one.
And Cruel Summer has been a big one
Yeah,
for me too.
I think that could get on there too.
Yeah.
I watched my sister made me watch the Eras tour, and it was pretty good.
I want to see it.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah. So are you supportive of the huge Taylor Swift movement happening right now? Do you think it's cool?
I mean, sure. Yeah. I don't want to speak against it on the internet.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you really can't because you'll get fucking canceled and
Yeah, no,
the Swifties will have a biblical revenge against you.
I think that she is great and all of her songs are good. She doesn't have any bad songs. And all of the relationships that she writes the songs about were the other guy's fault.
Mm-hmm.
And she really hasn't made any mistakes. And I just support everything she does and her fans. And
I think it's safe to say Julian and I couldn't agree more.
Be on the record saying that.
Yeah. You're gonna get,
and it doesn't scare me, and I don't think that it's like almost like a cult.
That's been the official stance of our podcast.
Yeah,
this whole time.
not cult like at all, and super full of substance. Like they always have good reasons for defending Taylor Swift.
I think it's good for one person to have that much money.
Totally, and also just general power over like people's thoughts and
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it says anything that's like scary about our society. No, it's all pretty much ship shape.
Cool. I'm glad we agree. Yeah, we just move right on.
Let's move right on. That's the last Taylor Swift song, so we can just move on ahead.
We got "I'm a Slave for You" by Britney Spears, which I mean, fucking banger.
I don't think there's any Britney songs
that wouldn't fit on this.
Like that I would debate being on here.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like pump my own tires here, but we went on about a 10 to 15 song run there that was just like no doubters.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was like, yeah, this belongs. I think I started to really get in the rhythm of what I was feeling this playlist should be right around here on the playlist. Songs were just popping into my head where I was like,
yeah. I can tell you hit a natural flow at this point in your playlist.
There's also, I mean, there's a couple X Factor like variable songs coming up.
True.
Though, you know,
there absolutely are. Like 5 songs down the list here, we're getting back into
some shit for you.
Maybe some debate. Yeah, but let's keep going.
All right, so
that's
we got
not my name.
Yeah, that's not my name. We got "Come and Get It," Selena Gomez. Stronger, Kanye West. Say It Right, Nelly Furtado. And then we got some Oasis song, whatever the fuck.
This is where the playlist becomes a little bit crazy for a little bit. You hit Oasis and then
I don't know what
take a left here.
I think this whole section happened in one night. And I think it's safe to say I had my gummy for that night and maybe even a couple of it seems like I was getting into it. So I don't think it's a bad thing, but I think I maybe got a little extra creative here.
Yeah.
That's one way to put it.
So
Smooth, I don't think there's any reason Smooth shouldn't be there.
No,
I think that makes sense.
And I think if you look at Smooth's Wikipedia, I think it holds all sorts of records for like certifiably the biggest song of all time.
Yeah, it's very
like
song.
Basically the biggest song ever made.
Yeah.
So
it won an award for best song ever made.
Yeah. And it's so good, dude. It's like Rob Thomas, dude. If I think you could still have that on your sex playlist for today.
Yeah. It is my sex playlist. It's just Smooth on repeat.
Yeah, on repeat. And it's just like the ocean. I got the dragon. And you got the kind of love. Yeah. Then just forget about it.
All right. Incubus.
We're going to have to censor all that so that we don't get sued. It was too on point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was pretty. They're going to be like, you took that exactly from the recording.
Our plan
That
was
was
to
clearly
monetize
Rob
off of it
Thomas.
too.
You use some
That
sort of
was clearly Rob
AI
Thomas.
technology to isolate the vocals.
All right, we got "Wish You Were Here" by Incubus. We got fucking
Yeah, I
"Semi
really like
Charmed
that
Life."
song. What do you think? Yeah, that's not
wish
going anywhere.
"Wish You Were Here." I could take or leave, to be honest.
Which one do you guys? If you had to pick one, "Wish You Were Here," are you going Incubus or are you going Pink Floyd?
Probably Pink Floyd, unfortunately.
I don't know. For this playlist, I might go Incubus. For
Well,
like,
I mean, yeah,
what?
for this
just
playlist.
in general,
In
your
general,
life,
Pink Floyd.
I disagree. I think that Pink Floyd song
Wrong answer.
is good.
All right,
Yeah,
"Semi Charmed
correct.
Life." So I was told that there is some Third Eye Blind lore that I should
Yeah,
be up
yeah.
to speed on.
To pause here on the
Oh yeah, well
playlist,
we did discuss talking about that Third Eye Blind album.
which I did. I didn't know if you were joking, Connor, but I did listen to it in its entirety that evening, and
What'd you think?
I love that album. I've been a Third Eye Blind
Yeah.
fan, or not fan, but I've always been cool with
That
Third Eye
album-
Blind, and it's a great album.
That is so good, dude. I've been listening to it a lot lately.
Yeah.
Like front to back. Really good. But Semi Charmed Life, that's pretty universally known type of track there. I think that works.
I had a
Um,
joke planned out when I was asking about California to say, "Oh, it sounds like you're living a semi-charmed life," but I forgot to say it, so I'm just saying it now.
Well,
If you could pretend to laugh or something, it would make him feel pretty good.
I think it's even funnier now than it would have been if you had said it before.
Good, because it was actually my plan to pretend that I forgot to say it and say it now. Cool. It's all working out.
It's good. The comedic timing.
Uh-huh.
It's
yeah,
good.
it's really funny when you have to like go back and like tell people what you just did to like reaffirm
No,
what
it
just
is.
happened.
It's perfect.
It's alternative comedy.
It is. It's very subversive.
Yeah.
All right, we got "Push" by Matchbox
Yeah.
20. We got "Pardon Me" by Incubus.
Yeah, a little more Incubus on there.
A little more Incubus. We got "Bulletproof" by LaRue.
Yeah.
That song, I forgot about that song. That song slaps.
Yeah, it's a great song.
It's fine, maybe I'll be.
Bulletproof. Yeah, good one. We got "Blurred Lines," which honestly, I would say, I know it makes people feel good, but at what cost, really, with "Blurred
It's
Lines"?
kind of canceled. It's kind of canceled as a song.
Not even that.
I had a feeling it might be controversial.
Not even that. Like, stepping outside of how controversial Robin Thicke is, I just feel like "Blurred Lines" is Pharrell's worst work, and one of the most mediocre pop songs ever created. It's so fucking boring. Like, I feel like you can hear how little they tried on that song. Again, maybe a controversial opinion. I think you could get rid of it if people didn't dance to it ever again. That would be okay.
All right. You know what? Just because I was very passionate, I'm removing it.
Fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe you should
Get rid of it.
I put in my
Get
work.
rid of it.
Good
It's
job.
gone.
Good job, Julian.
You're
Gone
welcome.
forever.
I'll expect a page. I'll expect a check in the mail.
All right. Once I start monetizing this playlist, you'll get royalties.
There's no debating that Unwritten belongs on there.
Unwritten 100% belongs here. Bitch by Meredith Brooks belongs here for sure.
Dude, I want to fucking carry. I have an itch in my life, and I don't think it could be scratched until I have the opportunity to karaoke "Bitch" by Meredith Brooks. I have to do it before I die, or I can truly feel fulfilled. That song is so good.
My dad just bought a karaoke machine for the house,
Dude.
Connor. So next time you're visiting,
Program that
Can
on
we
there.
do?
we can have.
I'm a bitch. I'm a lover. I'm a child. I'm a mother. I
pretty
do
good.
not feel ashamed.
He's been practicing.
Yeah,
Dude, I legit have been practicing.
it's karaoke ready.
I have to do it. I have to do it.
Yeah.
All right. Only Acting.
Yeah, that one's kind of a more underground one, but it's kind of a jam. But it also has like a really weird end.
I don't know
Like
if
the
I
last minute of it is kind of weird.
Let's
can you
pop
play
over
it. I
to
don't know if I recognize it right now.
Whoa, that is a weird ending.
Yeah, that's the ending.
Play the.
But play like
Play the
the
hook.
first like chorus. Play the first hook.
Oh yeah, I know the song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's cool. A little bit on the Olivia Rodrigo tip here of
Yeah.
like some alternative rock, female pop vocals song.
Well, yeah, because we've got Paramore next too.
Misery Business,
Yeah, true.
dude.
Misery Business.
Which, I mean,
Yeah.
fuck. There's a lot of Paramore that is good contention for this playlist, but this is probably the best all around pick for Paramore. It's the one that the most
Yeah,
people know.
I was at a wedding. I was at a wedding recently, and Misery Business went off. Everybody knew it.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
We got one,
we
two
got a little
step,
seat. Mm-hmm.
and then we got
And
Lose My
I
Breath.
got onto it. I don't know if I realized I put that much Destiny's Child on here.
Bills
But
also.
It all
Nice.
belongs.
Yeah,
Bills
I
Bills
think-
is
Yeah,
an
we
amazing
lost-
song.
Yeah. I mean, they're all bangers.
Yeah.
Crazy
Truly.
in Love is fucking
That's-
great.
Yeah.
Probably
Oh.
my
Say
favorite.
My
Beyonce
Name.
More Destiny's Child, Survivor. We got
Dude, have you heard the song Upgrade You by Beyonce, though? I
Yeah.
just found that song
dude.
while
That
researching
song,
for this playlist. and
yeah,
it's-
that song's incredible.
rules.
Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
that whole era of like the Jay-Z Beyonce shit, like fucking rules in my opinion. I think it's Jay-Z's best time in Jay-Z's career. And I also think it's
Mhm.
Beyonce's most like carefree and like explorative phase of her career too.
Yeah. She's just bopping.
And then
So-
last
and
but
then
not
we have
least,
The
The
Way
Way
I
I Are. Great.
And
Work.
that is the song that segues into Sexy Back. That's the one I was thinking of.
Okay.
Ah, cool.
I'm sure that's the one. So if you listen to the end of that, like no crossfade into Sexy Back, they like scissor
That's perfect.
to each other.
They scissor each other. Nice.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
Well,
we
fuck,
made it.
man.
We made
Connor.
it through the whole playlist.
Yeah, I
that's
didn't think we could do it, but
72 songs.
we did it. Connor, congratulations on a great playlist. First off,
Thank you.
thank
you.
I think
We successfully got rid of blurred lines. I'll call that a victory.
Yeah.
that's pretty much all
Blurred
we
lines is
did.
gone.
I suggested one song be
I
moved.
think that's the only actual change I made. But
Yeah.
I'm not. Some of the stuff we validated the other stuff I was worried about. I think.
That's good.
I don't know.
I think
I
it's
have
cool.
to actually try it out in front. It's not like I ever actually get an opportunity to like play music for a crowd. Like this playlist is going to go untested for the life of it. Probably.
Well, and most like playlists, most Spotify playlists, they kind of stick more or less to like one genre or one time period. So I feel like this is cool because it is like pop centric, but it also dips its toes into just like other popular music that was like relevant at the same time as some of this pop music, and it's a good like mixture of different kind of things as opposed to just being like all 2000s pop or all 2010s pop.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, man.
I
guess that's what I was going for. So it's perfect.
I had an idea, and feel free to ixnay this. And Connor, you don't have to take our feedback here, but maybe Julian and I limit ourselves to naming 3 pop songs that we think belong on the list. 3
So
songs
you would add
each.
to the list.
3
wanna
pop
add-
songs that aren't on the list already. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll start. When we were talking about Yeah Yeahs, this came up, but you know, like the Heads Will Roll kind of club remix.
Oh yeah, that would be a good
I thought
one.
that would be a good one on here.
That would be good. The 8-track remix.
Yeah,
I think is what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Okay.
I think What's Love Got to Do with It by Tina Turner. Could be
Okay.
cool.
I like that.
And what else do I want to suggest?
Way to fucking not tell me about this at all, and now I just have to.
Well, I
some
obviously
shit
didn't
out of my
prepare
ass.
anything.
Why is Julian's picture so much better?
It's because, well, actually, I don't know. We're both on
Are
Wi-Fi.
you on Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I'm still on the Wi-Fi. Maybe it's just because I have nicer stuff than Colin.
Mm,
A very old MacBook that I'm on.
I'm
right
richer. I have more money.
nice.
Yeah, subtle flex.
Now. He's
Get with
not.
it,
He's
Colin.
not Richard Connor. Don't listen to him.
I have way more money, actually.
Yeah.
The people that say they have more money are usually the ones that do. So that's how you can tell.
That's what they say. They brag about it.
That's how you know someone's actually successful is when they talk about
Dude.
it a lot.
My TikTok has in my algorithm. I've got a lot of the financial experts on TikTok, and then like a guy who just tells you why they're fucking stupid, and it's like my favorite genre ever. Those guys are such fucking morons. It's
They are.
hilarious.
I got into that a while ago of like a montage of people making fun of Gary Vee.
Yeah.
Gary Vee's got to be the worst dude ever.
But there's a whole there's a whole ecosystem of those fucking people now
Yeah.
on TikTok, and they are so dumb.
They are dumb.
So dumb.
They're idiots.
It's mind blowing. That and planes are big on my TikTok lately. I get a lot of plane videos.
Oh, all right. Here's my third suggestion.
Oh, yeah.
MIA, paper
MIA,
planes.
paper planes.
Yeah.
Paper
I can
planes.
see the connective tissue forming.
Let's pull one more record out for the day, because this is a cool one.
All right, I'll give at least a couple while you're going through. I think I would say maybe the song "Swimming Pools" by Kendrick Lamar. I feel like
There's no rap on here though.
Unless that is too rap heavy.
Yeah.
It just has one of those like choruses that everyone always sings at parties.
I don't know. I don't really like that song.
Fuck. All right. Well, never mind.
Sorry.
And then
Man, you must feel so stupid.
I
right
feel
now,
pretty
Jordan.
bad. I was gonna
I
say
didn't mean to be a dick, but
no,
I
dude.
just-
There's a reason why it's not on here. I don't really love that song either. I just feel like it's one of those.
There's a reason why
party
we don't talk
songs.
about your playlists because they're
True.
dog shit.
They're pretty bad. I was gonna say Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen because that's
I think it's a good
always
work.
a common unifier as far as people just singing lyrics and unifying in a big chorus. And then I would say this would maybe be one for the homies, maybe not one that everyone knows, but the Beyonce and Jack White song "Don't Hurt Yourself." I just think that's like the best pop song of all time.
Really? What
It's
do you
up
think
there.
of the Jack White, Alicia Keys, James Bond song?
That's the only
Another Way
good
to
part
Die.
of Quantums of Solace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say that, or Quantum of Solace, not Quantums.
I think it's really interesting that, and this is kind of like lore, but there's supposedly like an entire Alicia Keys and Jack White album sitting in the vault somewhere
Really?
that they never released because
I'd love to hear that.
it wasn't like deemed necessary for release. But Jack White, his like dream collaborator in 2008 was Alicia Keys, so they made like an entire record together supposedly.
Damn. That's sick.
Speaking of James Bond theme songs, Connor, is Adele not cool to listen to? Do you think any Adele belongs on the playlist? I guess it doesn't have a beat.
It's gonna kill the vibe.
Yeah,
She
you're
just
right.
doesn't have,
You're right.
I respect Adele. All right, do you want to see this record?
Yeah.
Yeah. Please show us.
All right, check it out. Limited dish.
Oh,
Look at how shiny it is.
that's so sick. Is it holographic?
And it is holographic.
Wow.
And then it's got this cool extra artwork. This one's green.
Oh, it's green.
And then this one. This is from Vinyl Me Please. You ever get anything from Vinyl Me Please?
No, I have not.
I have one
Dude,
bad not good record from Vinyl Me Please that also is on
They're pretty
very
cool. This
colored wax.
one's purple. Yeah, they're all really cool. So I had a subscription for like a year maybe. So I've got a few of them, and they're all super cool.
It's interesting. The Vinyl Me Please record that I got was for sale at All Sales.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I've seen them for sale because I had this Modest Mouse one that I had gotten, and then I saw it, like the Vinyl Me Please pressing of it at I think it was at Wax Track. Yeah, this one here. They're all sick. Like they're all like this like glossy kind of
very high quality
look, and then they're all cool. I don't even remember what color this one is. Purple.
That's sick.
They're all fun, but it's really expensive. It's like a $50 a month expense.
Yeah,
And
I considered getting the subscription, and I just worried
I
it was a
kept
rabbit hole. I
forgetting-
would lose all my money down.
I kept forgetting to swap my albums, because the album of the month is something you don't want. You can swap it for an older one,
Uh huh.
but you have to do it by like a certain date, and I would always fucking forget. So I ended up with like this one. I still haven't listened to it. It's actually, I've heard it's a really good album, but like I never went on. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But this one
That's
just
cool.
got sent to me because I forgot. So a couple of them I'm like, that's fine. But I just kept getting stuff I kept forgetting to get stuff I wanted to get, so I just stopped.
Yeah, for sure.
But I did get some cool ones off there, and they're all like, yeah, good quality and cool colors.
That's dope. Well, Connor, thanks so much, man, for coming on the pod.
Thanks for having me on and letting me ramble, guys.
You were an excellent guest.
Yes,
Yeah.
please come back and we will continue to ramble together.
Yeah, you're welcome back anytime.
I will come back whenever you'd like to have me. So
I'd say we are due for a Steely Dan episode, so I'd love to have you on for Steely Dan.
I think we should do that, and I think that'll be a reason for me to dive a little deeper on non-Asia or Gaucho Steely Dan.
Yeah.
Because I would like to go into more of like, what is it? Two Against Nature? Is that the 2000 album? Dude, listen to this song, Cousin Dupree, off that album.
Have
you heard that
rips.
song?
Yes.
Dude, it's such a weirdo song, but it rips.
Yeah.
It's sick, but it's about this dude who's just fucking horny for his like 16-year-old cousin. And it's even weirder that it came out when they were like old men.
Really old, yeah.
Like Walter Becker was dying.
I wanna, like, obviously, like, Can't Buy a Thrill. Like, I know that one. Pretzel Logic is really good. But I want to get into some of that later stuff a little bit. And yeah, we should maybe plan a Steely Dan deep dive.
Let's do it.
If you're looking for a good read, Connor, I found this book in a record store a little bit ago called Major Dudes. It's like a collection of old Steely Dan interviews, kind of editorialized by the Steely Dan mega fan, and it was very fascinating. I enjoyed it.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
So check that
well,
out.
let's holler at me. I'm out of town next week for work, but after that, I'll be free.
Okay.
So
cool. We'll get something on the books then.
We'll book something. Look forward to it, guys.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Connor.
Thank you very much, brother.
Love you and miss you, man. Have a great rest of your night.
Love you, Colin. Nice to meet you, Julian. I love you
Nice to meet you too. Love you as well, good sir.